We are now going to look at the z-test for our population proportion, p, but with the p-value method. Everything here, exactly the same. Everything's exactly the same. Our table, exactly the same. In this example, we'll be looking at a right-tailed test. The last one we looked at was a left-tailed test. Strengths are all the same, okay? We can gauge how strong our evidence is the same way when we're looking at mu and when we're looking at our p-value, our p. Our z data is the same as the critical value method for our p. So let's look at an example. The National Transportation Safety Board publishes statistics on the number of automobile crashes that people in various age groups have. Young people aged 18 to 24 have an accident rate of 12%, meaning on average 12 out of every 100 young drivers per year had an accident. A researcher claims that the population proportion of young drivers having accidents is greater than 12%. Her study examined 1,000 young drivers and found that 134 of them had an accident, which means 13.4%. Perform an average hypothesis test using the p-value method with level of significance alpha 0.05. I didn't have room, so we have a nice blank slide. I know that our initial p is 0.12. And our p hat is 0.134. Our n is 1,000. Our n times p hat, or p0, is going to be 120. And our n times our 1 minus p0 is going to be way more than that as well, because that's 1,000 minus 120, which 880? I think it's 880. Not sure, not using a calculator. Going pro on this one. So we have a big enough sample size. Z data. We need a z data. That is p hat minus p0 divided by the square root of p0 minus times 1 minus p0, all divided by n. This is a right-tailed test because it's an increase, so I'm going to state the hypothesis. HO is saying that p0 is equal to 0.12. Our alternative is that p0 is greater than 0.12. The rejection rule, we're going to just refresh ourselves with that. That is if our p-value is less than alpha, less than or equal to alpha, and we need to find our p-value. And since this is a right-tailed test, our p-value lies in our right tail. Did I do this right? Yes, right tail. I'm highlighting the wrong one. Right tail. We want this area. That area. So we need to get our z data. P0, 0.12 minus, p hat. God darn it. Where's the eraser? Yeah, editing. 1.34 minus 0.12 divided by the square root of 0.12 times 0.88 divided by 1,000. And to the calculator. Going to the calculator, we got that our z data equals 1.4. Now remember, we are looking for this area, okay? This area. Let me darken that a little more and make it more apparent. All right, I have Excel already called up because we're going to need it. Equals NORMS. It's the distribution because I have the z. And my z is 1.4. But before I do that, I should just put it all together. 1 minus norms dist 1.4, and that will give me the area, and go. My area is 0.08. 0.08. P-value equals 0.08. Rejection rule. P-value, is it less than or equal to alpha? I don't remember what our alpha was. Alpha was 0.05. 0.08 is not less than or equal to our alpha, and therefore we are going to accept the null hypothesis, and we say there is level at significance 0.05, that our population proportion is still 0.12. Hopefully that helps, and good luck and happy homeworking.